I don't know why that's acting up now. Hold up. Wait a minute. We're going to put that back in it. Alright. Shalom, shalom, everybody. Shalom, shalom, everybody. So, apologies for the late start. I guess he's not here. Father, we just ask for you to forgive us of our sins and sins for our ancestors, Father. We ask for you to honor us as we honor one of your holy days, Father. High holy days, Father, the last of the ordained feasts, Father. And we just ask for you to be with us and to lead us and guide us into all truth and to protect us as Babylon falls, Father. All these things we do ask and pray in the name of your beloved Son, Yahushua HaMashiach. Amen. Amen. So, last time we talked about the prodigal son, right? And so, I guess I didn't connect it. But today we're gonna go a little bit more in depth. This series we're kind of using ChatGPT to see if everything that's written is as how we would think of it in the modern day, or if it's what they call Hebrew or Israelite idioms. So today, this lesson is tentatively titled "The Peacable Multitude." Who is the prodigal son? This is part 2, the peaceable multitude. Y'all can't see it on the screen, can ya?
Yeah, we got. Oh no, on TV.
No. So that's so weird, bro.
No.
Now it's like it won't connect to that.
Did somebody turn the channel?
Somebody else did. I didn't. I had it on this right here. In a moment of truth.
No signal.
No signal. Okay.
There we go.
Okay, so we're gonna go before something else happens.
The channel was turned.
Huh?
The channel was turned.
Well, the channel was turned, but why did we get kicked out of YouTube?
Yeah,
That ain't got nothing to do with YouTube. YouTube be YouTube. We already prayed.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go to Leviticus 23, and we're gonna read verses 33 through 44. And it says, "And Yahuwah spake unto Moshe, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, The 15th day of the 7th month shall be the feast of tabernacles for 7 days unto Yahuwah. On the first day shall be an holy convocation. You shall do no servile work therein. 7 days you shall offer an offering made by fire unto Yahuwah. On the 8th day shall be an holy convocation unto you. And you shall offer an offering made by fire unto Yahuwah. It is a solemn assembly, and you shall do no servile work therein. These are the feasts of Yahuwah, which you shall proclaim to be holy convocations, to offer an offering made by fire unto Yahuwah, a burnt offering, and a meat offering, a sacrifice, a drink offerings, everything upon his day. Beside the Sabbaths of Yahuwah, and beside your gifts, and beside all your vows, and beside all your freewill offerings, which you give unto Yahuwah. Also in the 15th day of the 7th month, when you have gathered in the fruit of the land, you shall keep a feast unto Yahuwah 7 days. On the first day shall be a Sabbath. So this is a Sabbath. And on the 8th day shall be a Shabbat. And you shall take on the first day the boughs of goodly trees, branches of palm trees, and the boughs of thick trees, and willows of the brook. And you shall rejoice before Yahuwah your Elohim 7 days. And you shall keep it a feast unto Yahuwah 7 days in the year. It shall be a statute forever in your generations. You shall celebrate it in the 7th month. You shall dwell in booths 7 days. All that are Israelites born shall dwell in booths, that your generations may know that I made the children of Israel to dwell in booths when I brought them out of the land of Mitzrayim. I am Yahuwah your Elohim. And Moshe declared unto the children of Israel the feast of Yahuwah. So, what's the significance of us dwelling in tents? We just read it. It's what he made us do.
Yeah.
Booths, which is really tents. It's what he made us do in the wilderness. We couldn't go to a store, a grocery store. We couldn't go to fast food restaurants. We had to, hunt our food or plant it. And in that 40 years of wandering, we had to depend solely on the Most High. So we were always tabernacling with him. That's the concept behind the Feast of Tabernacles. This is the time when the Most High, we tabernacle with him, and the Most High tabernacles with man. Right? So this is the last of the high holy days, technically. And this is the longest one. This is one that's 8 days, right? So this is a hollow event. And just make sure, your prayer, supplication, worship, just give everything to the Most High. Because as we know, me and Uncle was talking about earlier, the way the enemy be enemying, for instance, the people that are on Snap. Go ahead, tell them what you told me about earlier. What did you hear earlier?
I heard Monday, this past Monday, that the SNAP benefits would be suspended due to the government lockout. Starting next month. So I seen that. Got through digging through the storage unit, and sure enough, they sent out the messages today about it. So as of November 1st, the state of Oklahoma, SNAP will not be available to those who are on it already.
I think it's SNAP and food stamps, ain't it?
That's the same.
They're the same.
Yeah, food stamps.
So for the people that are on Snap and whatnot, you see that this world, at any point in time, they can just cut anything off. In the time of tabernacling with the Most High, you better know who your source is. You're going to see where your faith is at. They can shut all of this stuff down. And once these elites come with the full force of their plan, speak against them if you want to. I'm telling you, they coming for free speech. They're coming for people that are actually speaking the truth. They come for people that don't let them control a narrative that's false. So those of y'all that are truth seekers, just pay attention. Don't fall asleep now. This is not it. So y'all remember when we were going over in the same series about the Left Behind doctrine, right? And remember we went to 2nd Esdras 13 where we really got the full concept of what it means to be left behind. To be left behind, right? So today we're going to read the whole chapter of 2nd Esdras 13. Because again, this one is Who is the Prodigal Son Part 2? The Peaceable Multitude. Because there's a lot of misconceptions on who certain peoples are and what the end is really going to be about, right? So we're going to read that. So we're going to go to 2nd Esdras 13. And whoever wants to read.
I'll kick it off.
I'll take up next.
And it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen unto him. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it feeleth the fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was a gathered together a multitude of men, out of number, from the four winds of the heaven, to subdue the man that came out of the sea.
So there's this large group of men that come from the four ends of the earth to subdue this man that comes out of the sea. Now, the powers of this one man is like he's got all of the stones, like he's Thanos or something, right? He just speaks and fire comes out and people, they're just gone, poof, right? Because again, everything that they do is like backwards of what's actually going to happen.
Or Captain Planet.
Mm-hmm. Captain Planet, right? So keep going on.
But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain, and flew up upon it. But I would have seen the region or place where out the hill was graven, and I could not. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight.
So they afraid them up, but they still willing to fight this man that comes out of the sea, right?
They only doing it because they all together. This is one.
Right.
Yeah. I'll go if you.
Yeah, oh, no, I got it. Yeah, yeah.
We gotta do it together.
Y'all ain't gonna call me no coward.
We gotta do it together, guys. Yeah. Stop running. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held his sword, nor any instrument of war. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests.
Yeah, man, that's scary, bro. Like, he literally spits out fire, not figuratively. He literally like, all right, because like the two witnesses in the end times have power to cause fire down from heaven, also, right?
Yeah.
That's where they got the power from.
Yeah.
This individual, right? Okay. So like this is the image of what they potentially was looking like, man.
Like what we got ourselves into?
Hey.
This video game stuff.
Yeah, but like this is for all mankind. Let's, like you said, Captain America, right?
We all gotta fight together on this one.
Mm-hmm.
And they were all mixed together. The blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, all fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up, every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid.
Now, if you saw those Avengers movies, that's literally what Thanos said when he did the snap and everybody just went up in smoke, right? This is where they get this whole concept from. It's all about Mashiach when he actually comes back, because he's going to be doing some supernatural stuff, right? So all of this stuff happens, and what would you be thinking? You just see people just disappear from just the words of this man.
It's the rapture.
So what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Y'all go ahead. Man,
It's
okay.
the rapture, y'all.
But pay attention to this next verse. Go ahead.
Afterward saw I the same man come down from the mountain, and called unto him another peaceable multitude.
So this peaceable multitude. We're going to read more into this, who this is, because to be honest, when Christ is speaking in, or Mashiach's talking in Matthew 24, he's pulling from the text from 2nd Esdras. So keep going.
And there came much people unto him,
Go sit down.
whereof some were glad, some were sorry, and some of them were bound, and others some brought of them that were offered. Then was I sick through great fear, and I awaked and said, Thou hast showed thy servant these wonders from the beginning, and hast counted me worthy that thou should receive my prayer. Show me now yet the interpretation of this dream.
Yeah, so help me get some understanding, because this don't seem right. Like I ain't even seen this in movies yet. In his time.
Yeah. For as I conceived in my understanding, Woe unto them that shall be left in those days, and much more woe unto them that are not left behind.
So it's going to be bad if you're alive, but it's much worse if you're not left behind.
Yeah, you want to be left behind.
Kill some whole left behind book and movie series doctrine, right? Okay, keep going. That's why they took it out.
Yeah. For they that were not left were in heaviness. Now understand all the things that are laid up in the latter days, which shall happen unto them, and to those that are left behind. Therefore are they come into great perils and many necessities, like as these dreams declare. Yet is it easier for him that is in danger to come into these things than to pass away as a cloud out of the world, and not to see the things that happen in the last days. And he answered unto me and said.
So Satan knew about this text before the whole Left Behind series and all this stuff happened, right? Came out. So especially verse 20, so we're using Chat GPT, so y'all don't just think it's coming from me. What do y'all think these verses mean?
Well, they're talking about it's better to be left behind, and so you can see what's all going on.
Exactly.
You want to be there, you don't want to die out.
But is that what we've been taught, though?
No. You know, you're raptured up.
So we're going to go to Chat GPT, so y'all don't think it's coming from me.
Yeah.
So I asked ChatGPT, what does this mean? Verse 20, it's easier for him that is in danger to come into these things than to pass away as a cloud out of the world, and not to see the things that happen in the last days. And he answered unto me and said, so I'm just going to jump down to point 1. Him that is in danger to come into these things. In apocalyptic language, these things refers to the tribulations and judgment of the last days, famine, war, and upheaval. So him that is in danger means someone already living through suffering or distress. So you're living through the thing. Ezra is being told that it is better or easier for a person already enduring hardship to continue into the coming turmoil, because such a person has been spiritually prepared by affliction. This all goes back to the furnace of affliction. Right, the Most High, he's refining us as gold, purging us, right, so we can endure this thing. Because Mashiach said, I'm not going to pray to take you out, but that you can endure this thing. Because once you make it to the other side, you get everlasting life, and you get a kingdom that will never be destroyed. And this is what they're trying to keep, this illusion of white supremacy, which is cloaked in Christian nationalism, and all of these things going. Because it's dying. This is what those so-called Germans are doing. Because, again, Mashiach said, he that endures until the end, the same shall be saved, right? Because, again, they want us to constantly be confused, and they want to give us the doctrine to believe in, instead of us reading the books ourselves, praying to the Most High, actually getting discernment, right? They want to be our God, our Yah.
So you don't know which way is up.
You don't know whether you're coming or you're going.
Which is the title of a movie, by the way.
Yep.
That's why you got to read for yourself.
You got to.
You just can't listen to your pastor. You see him one day a week.
Yeah.
You know what he says in the Bible. You gotta check all that.
You got to check everything.
Yeah.
Check everybody.
You don't know what he's doing during the week.
You don't.
You know?
You don't.
Yeah.
So, point 2, that to pass away as a cloud out of the world. The phrase pass away as a cloud is a Hebrew poetic idiom for dying quickly or disappearing without witness. As the cloud is consumed and vanisheth away. To pass away as a cloud means to die before seeing what the Most High is about to do. Thus, the angel tells Ezra that it is harder, spiritually heavier, to die before the fulfillment of prophecy, to vanish before seeing the conclusion of history, than to endure through it. So again, everything is pointing towards you having to endure through something. Not that you're gone, and then you come back after 3.5 years or some type of weirdo nonsense.
And plus, enduring, that just makes you a better believer anyway, a better person for the Most High anyway.
And again, there's no way a 3.5 year period can be worse than what we've gone through the last 400 years.
Yeah.
There's no way. It's not possible. Point 3, and not to see the things that happen in the last days. In context, Ezra longs to avoid the terrors of the end times. Now that sounds like most of these modern theologians, right? They don't want to see the things that are going to come upon the world, right?
So back to that one, it's saying
Mhm.
basically death is harder. it's harder to die before the fulfillment of prophecy. So dying is harder.
Yeah, because like you're
Right.
you're supposed to be only with your eyes, so you behold and see the reward of the wicked.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be able to see these things happen, right? But what does the church want to do? They want to be raptured out of the hard part when the Most High is trying to refine us through the furnace of affliction. That's been his pattern throughout the whole scriptures. But now he's doing something completely out of his pattern.
So with that line right there, lets you know
Okay, well, give them hot dog.
that
Yeah.
what is it? I forgot the term they use these days. Offering yourself. It's not the easy way out.
No,
Yeah.
there's not going to be an easy way out of this thing.
Self-deletion, whatever they call it.
Well,
It's
you
not
got-
the easy way out.
All you gotta do is think about the biblical history. Like there was never no easy way out for our folks to help them.
I mean, he didn't just beam them up out of the
No.
original Egypt,
No.
or when we went into Babylonian captivity, or Assyrian captivity,
Or Egypt.
or the transatlantic slave trade. None of those things. So why would this be any different?
Yeah.
So he says, in context, Ezra longs to avoid the terrors of the end times, but the answer he receives is paradoxical. It is a greater loss to miss the unfolding of the Most High's plan than to suffer within it.
Okay.
So you're losing something by wanting that, right?
Yeah.
To witness the last days, even amid peril, is to see the completion of divine justice and the vindication of the righteous. The reason why most of the world does not want to go through this thing is because they don't want to see divine judgment being meted out, because they know they got it coming.
Payback.
Like a just Elohim, he's got to balance the scales at some point in time. But and again, this is a whole doctrine that did not exist until the mid to late 1800s. So the apostles, the prophets, nobody believed that prior to then.
John Allen Darby started.
And all of them are Calvinists, and you'll just start seeing a long line of these guys, and they're secretly Masons, and all these other little secret society, and they're getting run by the Jesuits, or going to and fro between everybody. But again, this is about divine justice being meted out, but the church is going to avoid it. When to be honest, if we're going off a historical context, the church got it coming.
Yes.
The church got it doggone coming. I'm saying that because if y'all aren't aware, on Sundays, that used to be one of the worst days to be a quote-unquote black person. Because all the people that would come from town to the church, and they would pick one of us to hang.
Yeah.
Like, they got it coming.
Picnic.
Yeah. Stiff that. Yeah.
I'm just saying. So again, they're trying to avoid divine justice being meted out, and it's not going to happen.
Can you imagine being a black person and it's Sunday and you know one of us got to go?
Bro,
You know one of us.
Bro, they had torture chambers underneath the churches, so you could hear us getting tortured underneath it.
And you preaching and praying to God. Dog.
That's what they do. It says to die before.
Yeah.
He said to die before, that is to pass away as a cloud, fading without seeing the restoration. They don't want to see Zion get restored. They want the status quo to remain the same. That's why we got to keep the commandments. We got to reach out to the Most High. We got to follow his feast days and cry out to him with one consent so that we can be saved. Because the stuff that's coming, boy, because the plans that they have, they think it's bad. But the Most High's got worse. He said, give her double. So whatever they planted, they going to get double. Oh, man. Point 4. This verse expresses the apocalyptic idea that those who live to see the final tribulation will suffer, but they will also witness the Most High's deliverance. They don't want to see that. Those who die before it pass away without beholding the divine conclusion. Therefore, it is easier, more blessed for one already enduring danger to live into the end than to depart before the promise is fulfilled. So again, this is not coming from me. This is from ChatGPT. So in short, he says this is the same thought pattern in Daniel 12:12. Blessed is he that waiteth and cometh to the 1,335 days.
3.5 years.
Patience in tribulation is greater than escape through early death. Because people don't even know what they asking for. They asking for death.
Rapture is actually getting killed.
In your patience, possess your souls. And I know y'all probably getting tired of going over some of this, but I got to make sure that none of us fall for this crap.
Yeah.
We gotta keep going. That's how we remember it.
I mean, we got to keep going listening to the rapture talk all these years.
For life.
Oh, and I I just seen, like, 2023 is the last Rapture movie, or the date of the last Rapture movie. It's on Tubi for free, but it's dated 2023. That's when it was released.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
It's called Left Behind something.
That's something Left Behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they made that guy a multi-millionaire, if not a billionaire, and he's a liar.
And they got your old boy in it too, Kevin Sorbo's.
He is,
Yeah.
and because he's also in those series, those God's Not Dead series, also. But yeah, he's in that too. I think I saw that. Yeah.
What are we on, 21?
Yeah, 21. 21.
The interpretation of the vision shall I show thee, and I will open unto thee the thing that thou hast required. Whereas thou hast spoken of them that are left behind, this is the interpretation. He that shall endure the peril in that time have kept himself. They that be fallen into danger are such as have works and have faith toward the Almighty.
Wait a minute. Faith without works is
dead.
that's the whole rapture doctrine.
Yeah.
You die if you don't have the works to survive through that thing.
Yeah.
So Idris is saying this. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Crazy, because if they was to hear the stuff that we are taught, they would lose their doggone mind. Like, wait, y'all falling for this? Wait, no. Who told you this? This is, bro.
Yeah.
We live in the twilight zone. Keep going.
Yeah. Know this, therefore, that they which be left behind are more blessed than they that be dead. This is the meaning of the vision. Whereas thou sawest a man coming up from the middle of the sea.
So, about this Apocrypha, right? This book, Second Esdras, it's part of the Apocrypha. So in the 1611 King James Version, it's there. In the Catholic Bible, it's there. In the Ethiopian Bible, it's there. It's only really when you get to America and maybe Europe where it doesn't exist.
Boy.
Why?
Yeah, you know why.
Why?
You know
That's
why.
just strange.
Yeah.
Keep us asleep
Yeah.
and unknown.
Keep us dormant.
Because if we wake up,
Yeah.
their lives, their way of living is over with.
Because Ezra is Ezra, right?
Ezra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ezra.
So you read this whole?
Yeah.
So now we're going back to ChatGPT. So I said, what does this Hebrew idiom mean? Verse 23, right? So I go down, he says, he that shall endure the peril in that time hath kept himself. Right? This phrase uses two idioms. To endure the peril or survive the danger is a Hebrew expression for withstanding tribulation. The time of trouble, that's that great tribulation everyone's talking about, prophesied in Daniel 12:1. And Yirmiyahu 30 verse 7, the time of Jacob's trouble. In prophetic idiom, peril or trouble symbolizes divine testing before deliverance. They don't want to tell us none of that stuff. Yeah. This is a divine test before we get delivered. That's why we have got to endure this thing. Right? Hath kept himself. This is an idiom for moral steadfastness and faithfulness. Someone who guarded or preserved his soul by obedience and trusting the Most High. In Hebrew thought, keeping oneself means to guard one's covenant purity. The one who remains faithful through tribulation will have preserved his soul in righteousness. You think the Most High really wants people that are looking for an easy way out?
No, because our people ain't never had no easy way out.
It ain't never been easy for us.
Yeah.
That's why the left behind end times, Gentile doctrines is just wild. Man. Point 2. They that be fallen into danger are such as have works and faith toward the Almighty. This is a Hebraic paradox. Those who fall into danger are not the wicked, but the righteous being tested. The idiom fallen into danger means to be caught up in the events of judgment, not caught up out of it. Yeah. Yet their peril is not punishment. It is proof of faith.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why they hate us, because they ain't us. That's why we keep getting tried. And we won't get tried until the end.
Yeah.
Right? Then it says, those who find themselves in the midst of the calamity are not abandoned. They are the ones whose faith and deeds are being tried like gold in fire. Wisdom of Solomon 3 verses 5 through 6 and Zechariah 13 verses 9. Know this, therefore, that they which be left behind are more blessed than they that be dead. If you don't mind reading that out.
All right. Here, left behind doesn't mean neglected. It is a Hebrew idiom for those preserved or spared from judgment. It echoes Isaiah 4, verse 3, and Daniel 12:12. Blessed is he that waiteth and cometh to the 1,305 and 30 days.
Right?
In apocalyptic language, the remnant left alive after the divine upheaval are the blessed survivors who will witness restoration, the establishment of the kingdom. Those who die before it, by contrast, rest, do not see the fulfillment. So the idiom teaches to live through the tribulation faithfully is a greater blessing than to die before Yah's redemption is revealed.
And we want to see that thing revealed.
Yeah.
The truth is stranger than fiction.
Oh, boy. Boy.
And in our times, the truth sounds like a lie.
Yeah.
You tell people that, they'll look at you crazy like, oh, you need to go watch the Left Behind movies.
Yeah. Yeah. Imagine telling the old folks that now.
Oh, yeah. They really can't stomach it.
Yeah, that could be on the church.
Yeah. So, verse 26. The same is he whom Elohim, the highest, or Yah the highest, have kept a great season, which by his own self shall deliver his creature, and he shall order them that are left behind. And whereas you sawest that out of his mouth there came a blast of wind and fire and storm, and that he held neither sword nor any instrument of war, but that the rushing in of him destroyed the whole multitude that came to subdue him. This is the interpretation. Behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth, and he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth. Right? One more time back to ChatGPT. Go ahead, you can read this one.
Well, we're at the very, very top.
So, regarding verse 26, the same is he whom Yah the highest have kept a great season, which by his own self shall deliver his creature, and he shall order them that are left behind. Just so you can get the full context of what this means, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, go down to point 1.
All right, so point 1. He whom Yah the highest hath kept a great season. This is a Hebrew idiom of divine concealment and appointment. In ancient prophetic language, kept equals reserved, hidden, preserved, protected for a specific purpose.
Shamar.
That's the actual word for it. Yeah, the word for it. A great season equals an appointed time.
Moed.
The Hebrew word is moed. The fixed season of Yah's plan. So, kept a great season means hidden from the world until the time Yah decrees for revelation. It echoes verses like Isaiah 49:2, he hid me in the shadow of his hand, or Daniel 12:9, seal up the words until the time of the end. So, in the 2 Esdras vision, the one kept refers symbolically to the messianic deliverer, the divinely concealed agent who appears at the climax of history.
So, the thing is, the world believes a lie.
Yeah.
So it's like Mashiach will have to allow him to reintroduce himself,
Yeah.
but not just himself. Keep reading.
Okay. Which by his own self shall deliver his creature. This line expresses the divine act of self-redemption. Yah personally intervening rather than sending another intermediary. In Hebrew thought, deliver his creature means to redeem creation itself, not merely individuals. By his own self equals Yah acts directly. Deliver his creature equals to rescue his people and renew the world. Compare Isaiah 63:5. I looked and there was none to help. Therefore mine own arm brought salvation unto me. So the idiom describes the moment when Yah's hidden Redeemer arises to personally deliver creation from corruption and oppression.
So how do you get raptured out of him delivering you from it? That don't even make sense.
Yeah.
Like make that make sense. His deliverer is revealed. Mashiach is revealed to deliver his people.
Yeah.
And these people want to get raptured out of that don't even add up. Keep going.
3.
Because it's all about the order.
Yeah. 3. He shall order them that are left behind. This is another apocalyptic Hebrew idiom. Left behind equals the remnant, those preserved through judgment, as in Isaiah 4 and 3 and Zechariah 13, 8 through 9. Order equals to set in proper arrangement or governance. The Hebrew word is arad. Thus it means he will establish righteous order among the survivors of the tribulation.
How do you get raptured out of something when he's setting up a righteous order from the survivors? Yeah. That don't even make sense. What have we been taught?
The world been hoodwinked.
Mashiach's whole purpose in coming back is to establish the order. Yeah. They want to get raptured out of the order. Yeah. Backwards.
And this makes sense as to why you should be cutting people off and all that, like your lessons last 2 weeks, all of it cut off.
Yeah, we basically been taught that the poison is good for you.
Yeah.
It says he restores justice. They don't want justice to be restored. Reinstitutes divine law. They forsook the law a long time ago. They don't want that to be reestablished, and organizes the faithful remnant into a renewed kingdom. Not a new one.
Yeah, a renewed.
A renewed one. Yeah. A theme also found in Daniel 7 and Micah 4. But we're going to go back. We're going to read Isaiah 4 real quick. And Zephaniah 13, if I'm not mistaken. Isaiah 4. We're going to read. It's a short one. It says, and in that day, because this is how rare men are going to be in that day. 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by your name, to take away our reproach. In that day shall the branch of Yahuwah be beautiful and glorious, and the fruit of the earth shall be excellent and comely for them that are escaped of who? Israel. Because they say go to Isaiah 4, right? Yeah. Them that are escaped of Israel. And it shall come to pass that he that is left in Zion, here we go, left, and he that remaineth in Jerusalem shall be called holy. Those that survived this thing. Even in the text, those that are left are the ones that are going to be surviving. Be called holy, even everyone that is written among the living in Jerusalem. That's crazy. The book kills their doctrine. Crazy. Verse 4. Then when Yahuwah shall have washed away the filth of the daughters of Zion, and shall have purged the blood of Jerusalem from the midst thereof by the spirit of judgment and by the spirit of burning. And Yahuwah will create upon every dwelling place of Mount Zion, and upon her assemblies, a cloud and smoke by day, and the shining of a flaming fire by night. For upon all the glory shall be a defense, and there shall be a tabernacle, Feast of Tabernacles, for a shadow in the daytime from the heat, and for a place of refuge, and for a covert from storm and from rain. Now, chat said, GPT said to go to Zechariah 13. We're going to go there real quick. We're going to read verses 7 through 9. Awake, O sword, against my shepherd, and against the man that is my fellow, saith Yahuwah Zebaoth. Smite the shepherd, that's what happened to Mashiach, and the sheep shall be scattered, that's what happened to us. And I will turn my hand upon the little ones. You know, you're not supposed to be touching his little ones. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith Yahuwah, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. So that's what happened. Those that didn't listen to Mashiach, 2/3 of them died. Would be left therein. And I will bring the third part through the fire, furnace of affliction, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people. And they shall say, Yahuwah is my Elohim. That's the reason why ChatGPT is telling you to go certain places, right? Because again, we know what Mashiach said about offending little ones. But now, let's go back to 2 Esdras 13. And we're going to start at verse 31. Whoever wants to read.
And one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another.
So remember Mashiach said that nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom? Okay, he's pulling from this. Okay. So start from the top.
All right. And one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another.
Sounds a lot like Matthew 24, right? Okay, keep going.
And the time shall be when these things shall come to pass, and the signs shall happen which I showed thee before. And then shall my son be declared, whom thou sawest as a man ascending.
So even though it came to John the Revelator and, Yahushua was revealed, the people in today's time believe in a different Messiah that's not actually in the text.
Right.
So again, he's going to literally have to reintroduce himself. That's why everyone's going to be so scared when they see him come.
Yeah.
Like, wait, so they really were the people?
Yeah.
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 Whole time?
Yeah. Yeah.
For reals or for fakes? Keep going.
And when all the people hear his voice, every man in their own land lead the battle they have one against another.
So wait a minute. In the middle of them fighting civil wars, race wars, country against country, they hear Mashiach's voice and they stop fighting. What do? Keep going.
And an innumerable multitude shall be gathered together, as thou sawest them, willing to come and to overcome him by fighting. That's why.
So they stop fighting each other
to fight him.
to go fight him.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest, because he looked like us. That's why. Because they don't want us to be ruling nobody.
Yeah.
Just saying.
They don't,
So the one thing, we can all come together for that. Oh, yeah. We can go get him. We put him in places like the rest of his people. We can get him.
We all got one thing in common. Yeah.
And this ain't everybody from different races, but this is, certain the ones that are in power,
Yeah.
they hate us with a passion.
Oh. Yeah. But he shall stand upon the top of the Mount Sinai.
So they going to come and do all this stuff, and he going to be like, man, I'm 10 toes down to this thing. It's my time. It's my time now. But I saw that. I was like, man, so they wait until they finally see him being revealed and talking, and they stop everything they got going to go fight him.
Yeah.
Interesting. But he said, I'm just going to chill in Mount Zion. So I'm going to show you what they mean by Mount Zion here in a second. And Zion shall come. So it says, it just said that he will stand on Mount Zion. Then it says, and Zion shall come. And he and shall be showed to all men, being prepared and builded, like as you sawest the hill graven without hands. So how is Zion, this hilly place, how is it just going to just be revealed to everybody? So this is the mystery in the thing. It's not just Mashiach that gets revealed. It's his actual people that gets revealed. And I'm going to prove it to you. And this my son shall rebuke the wicked inventions of those nations, which for their wicked life are fallen into the tempest, and shall lay before them their evil thoughts, and the torments wherewith they shall begin to be tormented, which are like unto a flame. And he shall destroy them without labor by the law, which is like unto me. So again, I'm going to show you that it's not just Mashiach that gets revealed in the end, it's his people. We're going back to ChatGPT. Don't believe me. Just read it. Whoever wants to read it, go ahead.
What does this Hebrew idiom mean? 36, and Zion shall come, and shall be showed to all men, being prepared and builded, like as thou sawest the hill graven without hands. Excellent question. This verse, 2nd Esdras 13 and 36, and 4th Esdras 13 and 36, uses deeply Hebrew prophetic and apocalyptic idioms.
So we see idioms are all throughout all of our texts, right? Okay.
To the ancient Hebrew reader, every phrase here would have carried symbolic meaning drawn from Daniel, Isaiah, and the imagery of the restored Mount Zion. So let's take it line by line. The verse. Okay.
Point 1.
Okay. Okay. Zion shall come. This is not describing a physical mountain movement.
Because again, when you first read, like, man, what do you mean Zion is coming? Right?
Yeah.
He just said he was standing on top of it. Now it's coming. Okay. All right.
Okay. This is not describing a physical mountain movement. but uses the idiom of Zion to mean Yah's dwelling and covenant people restored.
Covenant people restored?
Yes.
Again, he got revealed. We're going to get revealed because we're also the bride of Mashiach. Keep going.
In Hebrew prophetic speech, Zion represents the holy mountain, the kingdom of Yahweh, and the assembly of the righteous. It was that Isa 2,
Isaiah.
yeah. Micah 4:1. To say Zion shall come means Yah's true kingdom will appear in power and presence, the manifestation of divine rule on earth.
It's coming.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So, the idiom expresses the divine kingdom and its people will be revealed. Zion will rise from obscurity.
So I'm not crazy.
Not at all.
It says Zion will rise from obscurity.
Yes.
Now, does that match the people in 1948 that have been ruling the world for
No.
200 to 300 years, if not longer?
No. 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 They've never been in captivity.
So, Second Idris is literally, or 13 is literally about the restoration of Israel. Again, we get revealed just like, it's almost like everything that happened to him happens to us. It's almost like we mirror each other.
Yeah.
Point 2.
Point 2, being prepared and building. In prophetic idiom, built or prepared doesn't mean stonework. It refers to spiritual restoration and divine perfection. Amos 9:11. I will raise up the tabernacle of David,
Of the Christian church.
David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof. Psalm 102:16. When the Most High shall build up Zion, he shall appear in his glory. Thus, prepared and builded equals Zion perfected and ready for divine indwelling. Yah's people purified, the covenant completed.
Wow.
Yeah, man,
Let's go.
dynamic, boy. Wow.
People be sleeping, bro.
Man.
Keep going, Ike. You're doing such a good job.
All right. Point 3.
I ain't got to say nothing. Go ahead.
Like as thou sawest the hill graven without hands. This alludes directly to Daniel chapter 2, verses 34 to 35 and 45, where a stone cut out without hands smashes the kingdoms of the world and grows into a great mountain, filling the earth. In Hebrew symbolism, graven or cut out without hands equals divine, not human origin. The hill or mountain equals Yah's everlasting kingdom. So the idiom means Zion, Yah's kingdom.
So the Christian church is God's kingdom.
Nah, Zion.
Okay.
So Zion, Yah's kingdom, will be revealed as a mountain that Yah himself formed, not by human builders, but by divine power.
That's why they got to keep you depressed.
Man.
That's why they got to keep you in their Sunday churches.
Man.
That's why they got to have you believe in the left behind doctrines. When I die and get to heaven. No, it's going to be established here. It's about Zion. It's all about you.
Yeah.
Right.
Literally.
Yeah.
Witchcraft.
Yeah.
We all need to be praying against witchcraft because our people are still under that spell.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's going to take, but a lot of our people are still underneath that thing, and we got to pray that thing off.
Yeah.
Stuff is crazy.
So, man, it's a way of saying this final kingdom is not man-made. It is Yah-made, eternal and righteous.
And this kingdom will have nothing to do with the USA or with the UN or Balfour Declaration.
NATO, none of
It
this.
ain't going to have nothing because Mashiach is going to be revealed, and in so doing, we become revealed.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's why they're going to say we inherited lies. When you start knowing these things, you're just like, man, so this is why the text says different things.
Yeah.
Oh,
But when you try to let people know what the real truth is, when they come against you hard, boy.
of course, because you know what just happens when you plant a seed of truth, their paradigm starts to shift, and a lot of people can't take that shift
Yeah.
because they'd rather be comfortable in their misery, comfortable in their oppression, Stockholm syndrome. They love the oppressor too much,
Yeah.
like.
And the issue they was taught.
And this is what I'm trying to impart on everybody. Don't be so connected to this place and love Babylon so much that you won't leave when the Most High actually gives us a safe way to leave this place.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people like, oh man, all my family was here. I got all this money and land and this, and I'm like, no. Y'all don't understand what's coming because our kingdom is coming next.
My whole life is here. My whole life is here.
No,
All
bro.
my fingers are here.
No, bro.
Let it go.
No, you talking about a kingdom forever, ever?
Yeah.
Nah, bro, this ain't it. Cause we gotta deal with them taking money from everybody just because the Republicans who have the House and the Senate are blaming the Democrats,
Yeah.
and they're really doing this just so they can fire hundreds of thousands of people,
Yeah.
so they can automate things and bring more AI to America, which is gonna actually get rid of even more jobs in America.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, this ain't it. This is not that.
Yeah. I love America. It's been good.
Bro, but when you talking about our kingdom, the kingdom, because they claim to love the book. So everything that we saying they should be happy about because this is coming straight from the text. We ain't making none of this up.
But they wasn't taught that. They was taught with something a little bit different.
No, but we coming out of the book though.
Yeah.
So of course it shows you the different prophetic meanings, ancient Hebraic senses and phrases. In essence, the verse describes the moment when Yah's hidden heavenly Zion, his perfected kingdom and people is revealed to the world, but not by human effort, but by his own hand. It said, but not by human. I didn't tell ChatGPT to put that in there.
Wow.
It's got nothing to do with the Balfour Declaration, the UN, the USA.
Yeah.
Back in it, it's no.
Fake Jews.
I'm gonna have to read that again because maybe I didn't got my glasses on. Hold on. It says, the verse describes a moment when Yah's hidden heavenly Zion, his perfected kingdom and people is revealed to the whole world, built not by human effort but by his own hand.
Yeah.
That kills 1948.
Yeah.
Because they didn't even want to go to the Middle East. They were trying to go to Uganda and other places in Africa and Argentina. To the ancient Hebrew mind, this idiom meant the manifestation of the true kingdom of Yah, a Zion both heavenly and earthly, prepared by Yah, revealed at the appointed time. It's a moed when we get revealed. It's a moed. And standing forever like the stone cut without hands in Daniel's vision. Man, you can't make this stuff up, bro. Huh?
At all.
And whereas you saw us that he gathered another peaceable multitude unto him. So Zion is revealed. Here comes a peaceable multitude. Those are the 10 tribes. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoner out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, whom Salmanassar the king of Assyria led away captive, and he carried them over the waters. Go sit down. Over the waters. And so came they into another land. So this peaceable multitude, that's the 10 tribes because they've been in captivity. They went into the Assyrian captivity. If you've done any type of scholarly research, you will know that almost everywhere Paul went to in the so-called New Testament was where they were scattered to in large part. In Asia Minor. That wasn't all of them though. So again, so Judah is revealed, Zion, but then so is the 10 tribes. That goes back to Ezekiel 37, the dry bones, the house of Israel and the house of Judah.
Yeah.
Everything always lines back up to that. Because people don't understand this is a book of a certain people. Like you can't just change the context and then usurp authority over the text. That's not how it works.
You just can't talk about the book and not talk about it.
No. He says, but they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where neither mankind dwelt, that they might keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land. And they entered into Euphrates by the narrow places of the river. For the Most High then showed signs for them, and held still the flood till they were passed over. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely a year and a half. And the same region is called Arsareth. So there's been a lot of lore and conjecture on where Arsareth is. There's two prevailing thoughts on it. So I had ChatGPT create me this map. And as you can see, some people believe that Arsareth was either in America or it was in Africa. The crazy thing about it is the Americas would literally used to be West Africa.
You talk Pangea and everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the Americas would have been West Africa. So we don't exactly know exactly where Arsareth was is? Because I was going to go through all of these different books. I'm going to go through one book predominantly real quick. It's called Lost Tribes and Promised Lands. It's by Ronald Sanders, right? And whoever wants to read, go ahead.
I got it. A lost tribe discovered in New York. I know it. In September 1644, a Portuguese Marano named Antonio de Montezinos arrived in Amsterdam after having lived for some years in South America and proceeded to tell the leaders of the recently established Jewish community there a story that caused them to think of him as a latter-day Eldad the Danite.
So the story of Eldad the Danite, he ended up coming like, I think, the 7th or 8th century, and he ended up telling different quote-unquote Jewish people that there were other tribes of the actual Israelites in different places, and he told them exactly where they were, because he could speak the ancient and write the ancient Paleo-Hebrew, and they were just so shocked and amazed by that. But it was a Danite, and he was darker than us. But keep going. Eldad the Danite.
2.5 years before, he told them while traveling in the wild mountains of Quito, he heard some of his Indian.
Okay, so before we do that, what's a Marano? Do y'all remember?
Marano, I don't know.
So we're going to get into actual history. So Marano, a Portuguese Marano to be specific, was a Marano or was a Portuguese or Spanish Jew who was forced to convert to Christianity during the Inquisition period, but continued to practice the truth. We'll just say the truth. We ain't gonna say Judaism in secret. The word Marano originally came from Spanish, meaning pig or swine. That's why they called us that.
Wow.
And it was a derogatory term used by old Christians to insult Jews who had converted. So a Portuguese Marano specifically means a Portuguese Jew, Sephardic, who outwardly became a Catholic. So, wait, I thought it just said a Christian. How come it says Catholic there? Because they're one and the same. A Catholic due to persecution, but secretly kept the Yahudim faith and traditions. So that's what a Marano is. Okay. So we'll try to get through some of these slides real quick. We're not going to go over all this. So Indian guides.
Guides remarked that the natives of the country deserved all the suffering they had undergone at the hands of the Spaniards. When he asked them to explain why they thought such a thing, they have replied mysteriously that it was because we so badly treated a holy people, the greatest in the world. Nothing more had been offered by them on this point. But later in the same conversation, Francisco, one of the Indian guides, had declared that his countrymen would be avenged upon the Spaniards in time anyway.
Vengeance is coming to this place.
Yeah. By means of a people now hidden.
Because remember, certain peoples are revealed in the end.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The two references apparently were to the same people. But Montezinos, not seeing their full meaning in that moment, had put the whole matter out of mind for the time being. Upon his return to Cartagena, the Judaizing Montezinos had found himself accused by the Inquisition and put in prison. Praying for salvation in his cell one day, he was reciting what was by then a standard formula among New World Christians.
Now, I want y'all to pay attention to what the standard formula was. Right? And why would a so-called Indian talk about his people will be avenged and they're a hidden people? Right? But pay attention to the standard formula for prayer in the New World. We got to come out of her.
Maranos, blessed be the name of the Most High, who has not made me an idolater, a barbarian, a Negro, an Indian.
This was a standard prayer that they had back then. We have no idea the type of witchcraft is behind this Christianity spirit.
Oh, man.
Wild.
Wow.
Once you start looking at these history books, you're like, man, they really thought that? They did that? What kind of wickedness is that? What happened to loving your neighbor as yourself, right?
Yeah.
Read that again from the top.
Maranos, blessed be the name of the Lord, who who has not made me an idolater, a barbarian, a Negro, an Indian.
But look at how backwards his mindset is. Look what he says right after that.
When suddenly he stopped. Those Indians, he told himself, they are Hebrews.
So then he had an epiphany. They gotta be Hebrews. But you just did a prayer thanking the Most High that you weren't an Indian or a Negro. Does that make sense to any of y'all?
Yeah.
This is in their textbooks.
Yeah.
Y'all, I want, when y'all get a chance, do the same thing that I did. Go to ChatGPT, ask them to create you a symbolic image of the rapture, and see if anybody that looks like you was on there.
It's just like praying for Israel and then knowing that we the real Israel. I mean, come on now.
You better pray for true Israel.
Yeah.
Bump all that.
We love Israel, but they ain't even over there.
And I'm not trying to get y'all like emotionally charged at other races. I'm trying to show you what you've been up against. You've been literally going against principalities and powers for generations. This is not just they're born and then they just hate you now. Like, no. From the inception of them forcing us to convert to Christianity, they made us say that to blot us out. Like, oh man, yeah, thank you that I'm not an Indian or a Negro. That was wild to me.
Yeah.
Okay, keep going.
When suddenly
What you say?
I said we've been hated since Esau.
Yeah.
Those Indians, he told himself, they are Hebrews. Pondering this thought incredulously, and yet with growing conviction, he resolved that if he ever was released, he would seek out the Indian Francisco and try to learn the truth.
Okay.
Montezino's story, unclear as the circumstances of his incarceration, is unclear as to those of his release. But released he was, and he immediately went to Francisco, revealing himself as a Jew. Montesinos proclaimed his conviction that Francisco's hidden people were of the same race as he.
So they found some of the natives that they knew were Hebrews.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Would Francisco lead him to them?
This stuff is wild, man.
Yeah. They had come to a river larger than the Duero. Are there echoes of the San Bagnon in all of this? Here Francisco announced, is where your brothers will be seen. Waving a banner high in the air, the Indian guide soon was greeted by a puff of smoke far beyond the out of the bank of the river. In response to this signal, the two men waited. Eventually, a canoe appeared, bearing 3 men and a woman, all of them Indians, to the place where Francisco and the Montesinos were standing at the water's edge. The woman got off and spoke to Francisco in an Indian tongue that Montesinos could not understand, although he could perceive that he was being identified in his conversation. She then turned to her male companions to explain the situation. Upon hearing her words, they arose, went over to Montesinos, and to his utter astonishment said, Shema, Yisrael, Adonai,
Eloheinu.
Yeah, Adonai, Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Most High, our Yah, the Lord, is one.
So how would Indians know that?
Man, because they know who they are.
Because some of them were. So like some of these camps that be saying the 12 tribes chart, some of them actually are Israelites. And you got to think, this nation put us into captivity around the world, but they also, this is not really taught in school, like the Native Americans, it wasn't just a Trail of Tears. A lot of them actually got sent over into Africa or Sierra Leone or to Europe also. We are the only 2 nations that went in that transatlantic slave trade.
Yeah.
Keep going.
That's a fact. They have recited in Hebrew the fundamental credo of Judaism. A brief conversation then ensued in their common ancestral tongue. According to Montesinos, whose fluency in it is almost a perplexing to the reader of his narrative, as is that of his 3 mysterious new companions. They told him that they were themselves of the tribe of Reuben, and that the tribe of Joseph lived on an island nearby.
So they knew where the tribes was at.
Yeah.
Here in the Americas, because again, we didn't all stay in Africa. We never all stayed together.
Yeah.
Some of us came over here to the Americas. They knew the doggone tribe.
Yeah.
What's my son doing? What's he doing?
Oh, they're fighting over the
Okay, yeah, I'm sure they are. So, confirm 2 of the tribes. Keep going though. You're on the day.
They told him that.
I lost where I was.
You're right here.
Okay, yeah. The day when they were at last issued forth into the world is coming soon, they explained. But in the meantime, they could not allow visitors to cross over to them. They were willing to make an exception in the near future. However, on account of their need for education, for thou they spoke Hebrew, they could not read or write it. Would Montezino send them 12 bearded men to be their teachers? He said he would.
That was a big mistake.
The 4 strangers returned to their canoe, paddled back across the river, and disappeared from view. So they probably got killed, didn't they?
No, but then they learned all of the ancient customs from the natives, and then they pretended they had it the whole time. That's what would happen. Yeah. Or like you said, maybe they'll give them, blankets.
Yeah, and poison them.
Wow.
The children of Israel. And this is their authors claiming these things. It's not, this is not coming from us. June, if you don't mind.
Francisco told Montesinos all he knew about these people from his own traditions. His ancestors, to their eternal shame, had indeed made war on them and persecuted them. Only the sorcerers of his tribe had perceived that they were a special people and had given warning that they should be left alone. The Elohim of these children of Israel is the true Elohim. They had sinned, and everything inscribed on their tablets is true.
So you mean to tell me back then that they already knew and they still went ahead with it? Maybe that's why they want to get raptured out of something.
That's why they're so scared of it.
Keep going out.
At the end of days, they will be lords of all the nations of the earth. One nation will come bringing many things to this land. And after we have all been provided for, these children of Israel will go forth from where they now are and reign over the whole earth.
So why are they saying that? So even the natives knew what was going to happen later on too, but then so did and these people still just want to just take everything and act like we're crazy when we're saying, no, we the children of Israel.
Yeah.
Like y'all kind of be natives. Some of us, we got some natives in us. We know on our mom's side, we definitely got some native in us. Like this stuff is wild, bro. Keep going out. My bad.
Reign over the whole earth as they once did. With this final flourish, Montesinos had turned his tale of the lost tribes into a bit of propaganda for the Dutch conquest of Brazil at the same time.
Because that's where most of us were, right? So then this is how double-minded he is. He knows all this stuff, and then he's like, yeah, we should really go take over Brazil though. Even though they're the people like in the future though. Imagine what's going to happen to the American citizens once they actually know the truth.
Boy, it's gonna be a civil war.
Only thing that come to mind is that Dave should have put us getting black white supremacists like this.
His head just explodes.
Yeah, just mind.
It'll be real sour faced too.
Yeah.
I think it'll start a civil war almost. Like, they're gonna be so mad.
And I'm gonna cut this one short since it's during the week. There was this Jewish rabbi, Manasseh ben Israel. He ends up doing research trying to find out, if some of the natives are. He was also Marrano. They've also fallen prey to choosing dates. Like 1648 was the Messianic year, and in the year 1666 there was a guy that proclaimed to be the Messiah, right? So. 1666, right? So I'm gonna read this slide. It says, also in that year, as if in response to this disaster, a young Jew of Smyrna, Izmir, in Turkey, announced to a startled congregation that he was the Messiah. And though it was to be sometime before many would take Sabbatai, Zevi's claim seriously, he was eventually to be leader of a movement that would send shockwaves through all of the world Jewry. And the year Sabbatai's followers chose for his messianship, 1666, they chose that year, was one that Christian calculators had chosen for the second coming. So wait a minute. So his followers said that he would be the Messiah in 1666. And then the Christian calculator said the same thing. 666? Am I the only one? Am I tripping? I saw that. I'm like, man, yeah, y'all worshiping the devil for real. The idea now being popularized by Manasseh ben Israel that the lost tribes were to be found in the New World, among other places, and that they were getting ready for their appearance in the imminent final days, was bound to be of a particular appeal to an English Puritanism that not only was reaching a hysterical pitch, but was nearly aware of its own special relationship with the American continent. So I just wanted y'all to see that. So let me make sure this one isn't. Okay, you know what? Jim, read the slide. Go ahead.
There are two great questions. Winslow writes in his
Preface.
Which have much troubled ancient and what's that? Is
It's supposed to be modern.
Modern writers and men of greatest depth and ability to resolve. The first, what became of the 10 tribes of Israel? The second is, what family, tribe, kindred, or people it was that first planted and afterwards filled the vast and long unknown country of America. Winslow, who does not seem to have troubled his thoughts with such questions back in Plymouth's early days, now not only ponders them, but believes he has the answer. A godly minister of this city, he goes on, probably referring to Thorogood, has written to Rabbi Ben Israel, a great doctor of the Jews, now living at Amsterdam, to know whether after all their labor, travels, and most diligent inquiry, they did yet know what was become of the 10 tribes of Israel. Manasseh had answered that at least some of them were in America.
Again, so they knew that some of them were here.
And Winslow, who had himself often observed customs among the Indians of a
Purportedly
Judaic character,
Go ahead, read this one.
such as the rigid separation of the women during their menstrual
Because they separate from us for 7 days, right?
was now convinced that this was so, especially considering the juncture of time wherein Elohim had opened the Indians' hearts to entertain the gospel, being so nigh the very years in which many eminent and learned divines have from scripture grounds foretold the conversion of the Jews. The apocalyptic view expressed here is most dramatically emphasized in a postscript to the pamphlet in which one J.D., probably John Doe, named one of the parliamentary supporters of the Society for the Propagation of the Gospel, writes, it is the expectation of some of the wisest Jews now living that about the year 1650, either we Christians shall be Mosaic, or else that themselves Jews shall be Christians, was Manasseh one of the wise Jews who had dropped this idea in the midst of the euphoric conversation. He certainly had felt the English was the
Puritans.
excitement.
Okay, so I'm gonna skip forward. So then he ends up publishing a book. It says, added to Millennium by the publication in 1650 of Thorogood's book, Jews in America, or Probabilities that Those Indians Are Judaical. So then they just start publishing all these books about Hebrew Israelite Indians, right? In case anybody wants to get that. So again, they knew we were Hebrews. Yeah, okay, so we'll read, not this slide, but this slide. Okay, so then, and in this respect, his theory touches once again upon the modern one, for he maintains that most of the migrants were pure Tartars. So that's what they try to say about the Indians here. And it was his belief that the ancestral tradition described by the Indian guide Francisco refers to an ancient persecution by the Tartars of the Jewish tribes in their midst. Right? But the 10 lost tribes remain Manasseh's principal concern, and his discussion now focuses upon them, pursuing the eschatological implications of their dispersion. He undertakes an extending examination of the text of 2nd Esdras 13, the man from the sea passage. It is revealing of Manasseh's personality and of the kind of Judaism he represented, that he continued finding this heterodox and mystical text to be of a major concern even after his return to rabbinical traditions. The heretical new Christian religiosity was still there beneath the surface. Indeed, we may consider Manasseh to be the last outstanding. But so he wasn't the only one. Columbus and other explorers, when they came here, they were reading from 2nd Esdras, because they kept quoting Arsworth. If you look in their diaries, you'll just start seeing like Arsworth. Why y'all keep calling it Arsworth? It comes from here. So again, Columbus for sure. So back to 2nd Esdras, so we can finish up for tonight. 13. Then dwelt they there, talking about the 10 tribes, until the latter time. And now, when they shall begin to come, the highest shall stay the springs of the stream again, that they may go through. Therefore sawest thou the multitude with peace. But those that be left behind of your people are they that are found within your borders, or my borders. Now, when he destroyeth the multitude of the nations that are gathered together, he shall defend his people that remain. So they don't talk about that. He's defending a specific people. Again, they want to be raptured out of the thing, instead of getting defended. And then shall he show them great wonders. Word. Then said I, O Yahuwah that bearest rule, show me this. Wherefore have I seen the man coming up from the middle of the sea? And he said unto me, like as you canst neither seek out nor know the things that are in the deep of the sea, even so can no man upon earth see my son or those that be with him, but in the daytime. This is the interpretation of the dream which thou sawest, and whereby you only are here lightened. So you're the only one that's going to know this thing. For you have forsaken your own way and applied your diligence unto my law and sought it. So he's the only one that knew these things at that time. Your life have you ordered in wisdom, and have called understanding your mother. That's the law. And therefore have I showed you the treasures of the highest. And other 3 days I will speak other things unto you, and declare unto you mighty works, or mighty and wondrous things. Then went I forth into the field, giving praise and thanks greatly unto the Most High, because of his wonders which he did in time, and because he governeth the shame, and such things as fall in their seasons. And there I sat 3 days. 3 days. We're going to stop there. So we know who the prodigal son is. It's predominantly the northern kingdom. Man, I hope this edifies somebody. I hope this helps somebody. Hak, if you don't mind, pray us out.
Abiyah, thank you for bringing us together today for this feast day unto you, this high holy day. Abba, thank you for bringing us together peacefully and safely. And thank you for another word and for the understanding of more knowledge of the truth, Abiyah. And as we may part ways tonight, and those who are staying, may you keep us safe. And for those who are listening in, help them find you.
Bless you.
Give them the hunger to search you out, the diligence to search you out, the want and the need to search you out. Because in the end, all we are doing is just representing the truth, showing the truth, and hopefully people can take this as truth and continue to do research behind what we are revealing out.
That's right.
Shalom.
So we are Yehuda. This is YAH'S Assembly. So please subscribe, hit that notification bell, like and share our content. And as always, until next time, Shalom, tribe.
Whoa.